Hi there, students. A dysphemism, a countable noun. Dysphemistic as an adjective. Well, you probably know the word a euphemism. And a euphemism is a polite word or a phrase to avoid saying something unpleasant. So you say, for example, a senior citizen instead of an old person. Okay, so a euphemism. You're saying something more polite, something less strong to make it more palatable, more tolerable. So my grandmother passed away. That's a euphemism. But a dysphemism is the opposite, is using something nasty instead of saying something neutral. So I could say my boss. Okay, that's neutral. But then I could call him the rat. That would be a dysphemism. Okay, using insulting language instead of something more neutral. The swine that I work for, the jackass that I work for. Okay, and the sheep in the office, the other workers. Okay, so this is a dysphemism. It's using negative phrases to describe somebody. It's substituting a derogatory and offensive word instead of something that's neutral. So a euphemism, you're trying to substitute something more positive. A dysphemism, you're substituting something more negative. Okay, or for example, instead of asking for butter, she always used to ask for axle grease. Okay, this is the idea of a dysphemism. It's substituting it's strong language or a disparaging or a rude word instead of using something that is more neutral. So you're using a disagreeable or an offensive word to substitute for something that is either agreeable or something that's inoffensive. So if you're using dysphemism, you're being negative. So yes, my grandmother passed away, euphemism. My grandmother croaked or is 6 foot under. This is definitely your dysphemism, the negative idea to it. And yes, there are dysphemisms. I guess bite the dust is something is a dysphemism, or maybe instead of the toilet, the bog, would also be a dysphemism. Now, one of the problems with euphemisms and dysphemisms, we have this creep. A word starts as something neutral, and then it as a euphemism. So for example, the words idiot and moron initially were euphemisms to talk about somebody with a mental disability, but with what happens is over time these move over to become dysphemisms, and now idiot and moron are exactly dysphemisms. They are negative things. Or perhaps the word a coloured person in American culture was once considered a euphemism, but that's now been replaced by black or African American. But I'm certain that these words will also become dysphemisms. This is called the euphemism treadmill, where something that is originally designed to be positive gets more and more and more negative until it's completely a dysphemism. And this is typical in in languages. Okay, so euphemisms become dysphemisms. So a euphemism is substituting a positive word for something that's a bit difficult or a bit unpleasant. And a dysphemism is substituting something unpleasant for something pleasant or something neutral. It's using harsher words. It's using negative words. So, my car, my old banger. Old banger's a dysphemism. It's saying a rotten old car. Yeah, and this is the clearly the idea of a dysphemism. So dysphemistic, the noun. So let's see, worm food instead of a dead body. A shrink for a psychiatrist, or the electric chair. To fry, the prisoner was fried in the electric chair as opposed to executed. The boneyard instead of a cemetery. Okay, so these are the ideas of dysphemism. Let's see, it's been borrowed from French dysphemism. Okay, so dis, a negative phrase. Notice as well, this word is becoming more and more popular, so it's interesting. So anyway, formality, a dysphemism. I think I'm going to give it a 6 in formality. Semi-formal conversation, semi-formal writing, or something formal. So, a dysphemism.